Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at Feln Reanimator. It's a brew deck started by some people and toned and tweaked and made by me. Uh, so basically the gist of this deck is you take Feln Cauldron and you sacrifice or discard cards such as these big Mamma Jammas here. You got your Scourge of Frosthome, Vara Fate Touched, and so on. Even Stonescar Leviathan, even though you don't play it. I think it's just a spicy card to play. And you discard it to Feln Cauldron so that you can recast it with Grasping at Shadows and get benefit from Feln Cauldron. So let's get into the deck list. We start with Permafrost, which is probably the best 1 mana control spell. It's really good at dealing with early game creatures as well as late game creatures that are huge that don't have endurance. That's the one downside to it, is it can't deal with endurance cards, so Sandstorm Titan is a huge issue. Uh, Following that, we got Sabotage. I'd say Sabotage is one of the best mirror match or control first spells. I think it's extremely good at getting rid of really bomb spells and good attachments. It's also really good at combating armory. Moving on, we have Suffocate. We run 2 Suffocate to deal with early game cards. Aggro hasn't been as big as it used to, which is why I only run 2. Uh, I used to run 3. I think 2 now because red green is not as big as it used to be. Following up, we got Annihilate, which deals with those pesky Sandstorm Titans that Permafrost can't handle, as well as deal with massive creatures such as Impending Doom is 1. Impending Doom's a ridiculously powerful card for 4 mana. It's also really good at dealing with things like um, a lot of red cards, really. It's really good at dealing with big red cards and even some small red cards. Like it can deal with these 2-drop red cards, 1-drop red cards, as well as it can deal with, say, Soulfire Drake and stuff like that. Moving on, we got a 1 of Ellen's Favor to verse against Burn. I've been thinking about upping this to maybe 2 or 3 as Burn's becoming a very prominent part of the meta currently. As Armory starts scaling down, Burn has been going way up. Lightning Storms are the best early game board clear. It's really good at dealing with these pesky 2-1s and 1-2s and really good early starts from people. Vara's Favor is great at removing 2-1s, which is the main reason it's in here. It's also great for popping Aegis, and it's also good at removing the 4-1 weapon, the Rune Hammer, which is a prominent part of the meta. So I run 3 of those. I think 4 might be too much as it feels like it's taking over too many deck spots, but for the most part, I think Vara's Favor is a very powerful card. Feln Bloodcaster is probably the best early game creature you can play to combat aggro decks, as that's basically what this deck's trying to verse against. While it tries to reanimate cards, find its combo, it tries to get these pesky small creatures away and all the aggro away as it tries to get its combo set up. Moving on, we got Feln Cauldron, which is the heart and soul of the entire deck. Very important card. Good to have in your starting hand. You can even discard other Feln Cauldrons to itself, which is really good. Wisdom of the Elders is a easy throw in. I put 3 in as it seems like a lot of the time on turn 3 I'm rather removing a creature than drawing cards. Uh, Especially with like a mid-rangey kind of meta going on right now, it feels like I'd rather be killing something than playing Wisdom. Deathstrike's the best kill spell in the game. It's really powerful. It can deal with anything that doesn't have Aegis, and so I run 3 of those. Moving on, we got Grasping of Shadows, which is the other part of the combo for Feln Cauldron, which allows you to cast these big guys towards the end and get those back onto the battlefield. Stray into Shadow I run a 1 of, as it's really good at clearing boards. The reason I don't run 4 Lightning Storms is because I'm running 1 Stray into Shadow. Umbren Reaper is a really good card to reanimate, as well as a great 5-drop to keep staying alive through the mid game and late game of Burn. Withering Rich is fantastic combined with Vara's Touch and even other board clears such as Black Sky Harbinger, Stray into Shadow, and even Lightning Storm, which is why Withering Witch is so powerful in this deck. Black Sky Harbinger is a given. That card's really powerful. I only run 2 as it feels like a 6-mana 3/5 against the main meta right now is just not working, because a lot of the time decks are just playing 1 or 2 5/6s on the board at a time, to where Withering Witch doesn't really feel efficient, and then they're just playing control spells or weapons, which makes it tough for the Feln control style of Black Sky Harbinger plus Withering Witch to really pop off. Then we move on to our big cards. Rimescale Draconus is probably one of the best underappreciated cards out there. I think it's definitely an A+ for dealing with aggro decks late game. It really deals with burn queen decks, as those decks tend to attack with everything all at once, and playing a Rimescale Draconus and permafrosting their whole board is just the most satisfying thing on the planet. The one of Stonescar Leviathan is a win condition, as you can both recall it back with Vara Fate Touched, as it is a purple card, and it's also an easy way to catch up in a game if you're falling behind, and it doesn't seem like you can actually kill your opponent in time. So it's a good way of gaining tempo. Venomspine Hydra is a really broken card with Vara Fate Touched, as it kills all enemy units every time it dies. So it's a really powerful card to reanimate, and it's a great card to even cast on turn 7. Also think this card is underappreciated. Vara Fate Touch is a fantastic reanimator card and pulls just about every card you need to pull back from your graveyard onto the battlefield. And then Scourge of Frosthome is probably the best card you can discard early on to reanimate, as it stops all spells in the game, which makes this card basically lock the game out for the opponent. It's a very powerful card. Moving on to the mana base, I have 3 Feln banners. I do not have 4, as we do not run a lot of early game cards for creatures, but it's also one of those cards that you can run, get the good influence, and not feel bad about playing a tap land. It just feels like getting the double influence is way more important than playing an untapped land with this deck. 4 Seed of Cunning, obviously, it's a given because that card's really good in a 2-color deck, obviously. And then 8 and 11 Shadow to Primal, respectively, for my control spells. So moving on, we'll go give this deck a test. I'll play 2 games with it to display how well it works, and you guys can be the judge of just how good it is. Most of the time, these brew decks that I make don't end up being that good, and that's why my rank this season is like at 1500. I normally try to go for a top 100, but I've been brewing a lot and trying to break as many cards as possible this meta, and it's causing me to lose a lot. But I love making these meme decks for you guys, so I'm totally fine with it. This hand's decent. I'm going to keep it just because I'm on the play. I'll be able to go 1 into 2 into 3, play Eilyn's Favor on 2, Wisdom on 3, and possibly draw into what I need. So we'll play Eilyn's Favor here.
Winds protect me!
We're playing Alge Trig, or Algae Trig. And he's playing Infinite Hourglass, which makes me believe that he's playing the Crown of Possibility, or Crown of Possibilities card. I'm probably running with like Call of the Ancients and stuff like that. That card's been getting broken a lot. A lot of people are trying to break the Call of the Ancients using Echo spells and stuff, and trying to fill their decks with 6/6s and stuff. Really cool way of playing the game for sure. So this thing can get really threatening really quickly, so we're going to deal with this ASAP before he even has time to give it another Aegis. Then we'll attack. We're hoping for a purple land next turn so that we can cast Umbren Reaper and then have it die, grasping at shadows, cast it again. Ooh, that's exactly what we needed. So we'll get an Umbren Reaper out here and then we'll attack. Hopefully, I probably should have attacked first because he might have a silence creature. We're hoping he doesn't. And he does. So there goes that grasping at shadows idea. So basically what we're going to do now is go for another land, get Black Sky Harbinger out, kill this, and try and... Yeah. Well... Okay, that's actually really good. So we're going to play Feln Cauldron, and I'm going to discard Vara. And then I'm going to pass. And so now we're going to Grasping at Shadow Vara, and Vara's going to pull Umbren Reaper back in, which is going to be intense value. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to Grasp, going to bring Vara back, and she's going to bring Umbren Reaper back. So I'm going to choose not to discard anything, as I'm probably just going to straight up play Black Sky Harbinger. And as for everything else, we're not attacking into this board as it easily gets cut off. Polymorph is really shitty. It's actually super annoying. Let's see. We probably just want to play Black Sky Harbinger. I think I'm going to start by attacking for 5 here and see what he does. Chooses not to block, so then we'll play Black Sky Harbinger. Get some lifesteal, as well as now we can block, say, if he attacks with this. Oh, that's not good at all. Alright, so we need to find a removal spell for that. That's going to become a prominent issue very quickly. Man, Lightning Storm does not help here. I'm going to play the other Feln Bloodcaster, and then we're just going to pass. This is rough. We need a kill spell really badly. Deathstrike would be the A1 card to draw right now. That's not good. We're just going to discard Feln Cauldron to Feln Cauldron, and pass Reno again. This is definitely going to be a loss, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to throw a blocker in here. Okay, so that's a good play. And then we're going to have to pass. So this is rough. This 7/10 needs to die. I think we still have a chance. Now it's going to be tough. Now it's going to be really tough. Now I actually can't see ourselves winning this because of this thing. I need a kill spell. I will not quit until I get a kill spell, though. I'm just going to discard this to Cauldron. Hoping to draw... I'm probably going to discard anything that I draw next turn, unless it's a kill spell. Because I'm hoping that I'm going to discard and draw into a kill spell out of my 5 random spells. That would be the best case scenario. He might destroy my Cauldron here. No, he did not. Alright, so Annihilate's not doing anything here, so I'm going to discard it and try to get good spells. Perfect. Alright, so Silence is really good here. So we're going to Silence here. And then I'm going to Rain of Frogs. Oh, shit. Huh. Alright. This is going to be a doozy. This will be a doozy. I've never seen a deck like this in my entire life, but it's working. The Torrent of Spiders is going to be great. So I'm probably just going to throw a frog in front of this guy right here. Try to draw into something good. Crystallize is good. I don't think I can really afford to play right now. I could try drawing from his deck. No, I'm going to play Torn of Spiders just because there's no chance that he can play that 7-mana Sentinel card next turn. Actually, there's no chance on hell because I just turned them all into frogs. What am I talking about? Alright, in that case, I'm going to save Alchemical Blast and pass. I'm going to save Alchemical Blast so that I can do it with Crystallize to kill this 4/3. That's a peculiar attack. I mean, he can do that. I'm okay with this. Oh. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. Well, that just happened. Don't exactly know why he did that. I'm going to Sabotage immediately here. It's probably going to get rid of Healer's Cloak. The Oathbook's kind of scary. The Fidalcan Staff's just going to come back at some point, so there's no real reason of getting rid of that. The Cloak can keep healing him. He's already at 57, which sucks. Vanquish gets rid of my 5/1, which is actually kind of a problem with him having a 5/6. So I think I'm actually going to get rid of Vanquish here. And then I'm just going to pass. Okay, so we drew Combat Healer, so we know he has Vidalcan Staff. He just played the Oathbook, so he has Staff and one other card. So this is a 6/8. So what I'm gonna do... This feels bad. He's gonna kill both of these creatures, which kind of sucks. And I can't deal... Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna Alchemical Blast it. I probably didn't actually have to do that. I actually should have just triple blocked. Now I'm going to use his ability. Yikes, that's shitty. That was terrible. So we're not dead yet. We can still draw Scourge of Frosthome. That's totally an option. We can still draw one of our 2 Deathstrikes that we still have. Wow. Okay. So I know what I'm doing next turn. So I'm just gonna pass here. And hope that he overextends. I know that he has the staff. I'm just gonna block this. We know that he has the staff. And we know that he has the cloak, the healer's cloak, and there's a Scourge too. So we're gonna go Witch right into Crystallize. And then we'll go Scourge right afterwards, and he probably will just lose. I mean, we'll see if he just loses. Well, now he can't play spells. Problem is that he's only playing attachments. And because everything has endurance, Permafrost is terrible. Pretty lame. That's what we were looking for. So now we start cranking out damage. If we ever draw another Feln Cauldron, this is a perfect discard. We need him to not be drawing stuff. Like, just stop drawing creatures, bro. Yeah, this is a problem. The fact that his deck doesn't... Oh god, that's awful. Yeah, we're gonna lose this because of this 5/5 here. The problem is that because all of his units have endurance, and because his deck is so heavily based on not playing spells and doing anything else but, it's just kind of a lacking deck. I don't think we... I mean, we could draw... Yeah, that doesn't do it. Alright, well... Lost our first game, but I mean, that's what happens with brews. Brews aren't exactly always good. It's just ideas that pop into my mind, and then give them a shot. So we'll run one more game, and we'll see if we can get a win out of this deck. Hopefully we can. If not, oh well. Playing against Robo. We are redrawing. There's nothing good about that hand. Alright, well, with one blue, we are taking this game by storm. Okay, well, there you go. I play the blue first, because there's less blue instant spells, as well as we might need to play a second blue for Wisdom of the Elders. We'll play a purple. We will not waste Annihilate on that. We're going to Feln Cauldron, and then we're going to discard Venomspine Hydra. We're hoping to get another blue so we can draw two. That'd be best case scenario. Otherwise, we can discard Feln Cauldron to Feln Cauldron. That's a purple. That's not what we need. Next turn, we can discard Scourge to the Feln Cauldron. As you can see, like, we're just throwing cards that we can use later into our graveyard, and we're getting benefits out of it. So it's actually really quite good. With this card, Scourge. Pass. It also looks like he's mana screwed, so we might just get this game. Just based off of that. Because it really does seem like he's not getting anything done. So he went to discard, discarded a Chalice, so he's playing a 3-color deck. I'm going to discard one Witch. And pass. So we're probably just going to break this Cauldron right off the bat. We already have plenty of big cards to reanimate. So that's not what I'm worried about. We'll discard Draconus to it. And we'll get 5 random spells. Huh. Alright. So I'm gonna start by Raining of Frogs. Crystalline Chalice is a threat. He also has 2 of them. Yeah, because well, Stand Together is rough too. I think if we play our cards right, Crystalline Chalice is the card we want to get rid of here. Because that card can just start spiraling out of control. He's going to start playing Combre Healers. And so now I'm just going to kind of dirtle about. I'm going to probably Flash Freeze or Draw 2, depending on what he does this turn.
Which would you like?
So I'm thinking I want to Flash Freeze because I want to get rid of this Aegis so that I can then play Withering Witch that turn. I'm going to do that. Then we'll play Withering Witch. And then just kind of hope for the best. I mean, at this point, we gotta hope that he just doesn't hold up 3 mana for that Aegis card that we know he has in his hand. I'm gonna block here. So he's definitely holding it up, which is an issue. So I'm going to play the Cauldron and discard Scourge and pass, and hopefully he goes to do Stand Together, and then I Annihilate in response. Yeah, I should have. Looking back at it, it looks like Stand Together was definitely the right decision. Yeah, that's not good. Well, I don't think I heal off of this, so unless he misses it, we're just dead. So that was me being an idiot there. I definitely should have got rid of Stand Together. That was just a misplay. We'll play one more game with this, why not? I feel like we haven't been able to crack the true potential. Because I've seen this deck pop up before. I've gone, you know, if you get the nut draw, this deck's just unbeatable. Absolutely unbeatable. Like a turn 5 Scourge or Frosthome, you literally have no answer to. You just can't cast spells, and that's it. The thing is that it's a 3-piece combo, so it gets difficult to play, and it gets difficult, you know, for it to pop off. But when it pops off, it's really satisfying. Alright, good hand, come on. Don't give me any of these one-landers. Alright, so we got the combo in our hand, which is incredible. We just need to draw the mana for it and stuff like that. Start with a Feln Banner.
It's written right here.
We'll play another Feln Banner and pass. I'm thinking we'll go Feln Cauldron, discard Rimescale Draconus, and then discard Venomspine afterwards.
Close your eyes. Listen.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Vara's Touch Permafrost, as I won't be able to play, you know, turn 4 Grasping at Shadows. That just doesn't work, so we'll just play Feln Cauldron next turn.
I bring you aid.
Well, unless we draw Deathstrike, in which case we're killing... Well, we don't need to. Actually, no. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to discard Rimescale Draconus. And we're going to pass. Because now we can discard both of these. It also, as you can see, made him not play a card there. We're going to discard Venomspine Hydra, and sadly we did not draw the mana, so we're just going to pass. And we're going to hold up Deathstrike.
Think you can escape me?
Think you can escape me. I'm glad they added voices to the cards. It makes it a little more engaging, which is nice. Yeah, he should probably silence this permafrosted creature. But that's okay, because we're just gonna...
You'll do.
we're gonna play the 7/6 flyer. Permafrost, the other creature, the chances of him having, you know, a silence ability after just playing 2 is pretty slim. I'm just gonna play around the fact that he might have... Oh, okay, well that's the other option. But if he had like a finest hour, we wouldn't want to play into that. So this is fine. We're at 2 spells discarded, so I'm gonna start holding off on the Feln Cauldron for more important cards. That's gonna be a tough one to get rid of. Unless we do this.
You'll do.
Hopefully this doesn't get silenced. It got silenced. That's shitty.
It's written right here.
We're gonna take 8 this turn. Or not. I guess we're not. I'm gonna play Withering Witch now. And then pass. Basically now, like, I can just block this Mystic Ascendant. Even though it gets a benefit.
Safe travels, friend.
He's playing right into a Black Sky Harbinger, which is nice for us. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack for 7, as I can do that and be okay.
You've run far.
Well, this sucks. He's getting a really good draw, which is disappointing. I'll block that with a 1/1. I'm going to attack for 10 here. I'm going to play an Umbren Reaper. So I'm looking at 27 damage right now. A little more than 20. Yeah, a little more than 27. So we're throwing this in front because that's our only option of living. What do we want here? This is tough. I think our out is this. I'm gonna attack for 7. And then I'm gonna Black Sky Harbinger. I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I'm gonna Sabotage. Alright, I wanted to make sure he didn't have like a harsh rule or anything. He might just play a land and kill me. And he did, so we're dead. Alright, so this deck is kind of a failure. I don't think it's ever going to be competitive. It's kind of just a meme, honestly. I think it's a fun meme. And I think it's something, if you got the cards, you should give a shot because it's fun to play. When it pops off, it's literally the most satisfying thing on the planet. Overall, I would rate this deck 3 out of 10 just because of its amount of satisfaction that you get when you play big things on turn 5. It is very unstable though, and I think that it will not be possible without extra Reanimator cards to come out. For now though, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this deck tech brew that I did. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you did and didn't like about the deck. I love to hear what might help the deck, what might change the deck, and what might make it competitive. Always trying to improve my knowledge, so please let me know. And as always, enjoy your night.